Okay, we're live. We are live. Hello, everyone.
Hey, welcome, guys.
Can you hear Christy?
Can you hear me? I feel like.
Look, check out this nice mic, right?
Ooh,
Check
look
that.
at that.
Rodudad? I don't know, but it's really nice, right? But why didn't they put any logos on
the back? Yeah, because now nobody can ever see it.
When you get the screen in front of you, it's got the words, and now you can't see it. Rohode. I'm just joking. It's Rode. It's Rode. And I got my little producer USB. This mic is like 10 years old, but I was
it looks awesome.
able to get both mics working through here. So, in today's video, I'll let you take over. I'm just
All
gonna be
right.
quiet for 30 seconds.
Basically, today I ran into kind of some issue and confusion with a client, and so we're just going to kind of talk about it. What happens when you're working with a client?
You're missing a hand. I don't know if you want to either scoot back or scoot in. You want to scoot
Okay,
back
I just didn't know if I needed to be closer to my mic.
Oh, no. I mean, if you want to, you can hold it. You want to do that.
Welcome to my show, guys.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to, cool. You look great. I got to get you one of these guys.
I know.
I have one.
I feel like I'm about to sing my cabaret song or something.
What is today's video about?
Okay, so talking about how do you work with a client who's kind of confused about maybe they're not even sure what they want or they don't understand how your service works. So like for us, it's building sales funnels. And so I have a client right now who's asking me to do things that are really not how a sales funnel works. So kind of just, we're going to talk about it. I really wanted to just kind of talk it out with Josh because there's a lot in my head and I thought it would help me to process it, to talk about it with you. And you're like, hey, why don't we do this on the video? So that's what we got.
So why don't we start off with just kind of backing up, changing names if you'd like to, and just telling the full story and how you got to where you are right now, what problems you're running into, and then I'll kind of talk about some solutions that I'm thinking about, and then we can help people who are having similar issues with freelancing clients and So what is generally, if you had to add a title to this video, what would be a topic for like how to deal with confused clients?
Yeah, because it's not difficult.
Not difficult. Okay.
I'm just gonna say she. Is that okay?
Okay.
Like she's great to work with.
It's not a she. Why are you gonna say she?
See, you blew up my spot.
Okay, I don't think he or she or they are watching this video.
There we go, gender neutral.
Okay.
It's the way to go in 2020. Okay, no, fine. He's great to work with.
Let's just call him Bob.
Bob. So Bob is great to work with.
Smith.
Bob Smith. He's not a difficult client
Senior.
at all. Oh my goodness. So it's not how to deal with difficult clients. It's how to deal.
The third.
Like maybe working with clients smoothly or something. Because you run into issues even with clients who are great.
I would title it How to Work with Dumb People.
I didn't say that.
Okay, is that basically how to work with people who aren't as smart as they should be, but have money? So I was thinking like if someone came to you and we were home builders and we were building a house. I want to use the analogy of we're building a house and they're like, hey, I want to lay the rooms out like this. I want 2 toilets in that closet.
Thank you.
And you're like, toilets don't go in a closet. That's not how that's called a bathroom. They're like, yeah, whatever one of those are. We want 5 of them. But you only have 6 rooms. You want them all you want toilets in every room? Like and I guess most builders are like, I guess if you want me to, but that's going to be an ugly house. It's not going to work right. So why don't you talk about that?
Basically that
analogy
that's perfect. That is exactly it. So that's kind of where what I'm running into right now with Bob
Smith.
And so Bob and I have been working together for several months now, and he's awesome. Yeah. We've done multiple projects, and I feel like this issue has come up a little bit before. But so what it is right now is we're going to make a new funnel. And at first it was going to be about one course. Simple. We're going to sell one course. There was going to be one upsell offer, which was actually like kind of doing a charitable donation, sort of. That was it. And then within the course of a day or two, there's more messages like, oh, well, what about these other courses? And okay, be an upsell. Well, you know what? No, why don't we just have it all on the first sales page?
So Bob is saying all this.
Yeah,
by the
Bob.
way.
Yeah, Bob.
Bob is asking you to.
So all of a sudden, Bob wants like 3 courses and 1 mentoring program on the same sales page.
And that's just and why doesn't that? Why is that not the way you structure
the
a
whole
sales
point
page?
of a sales funnel is that people can only take 1 action, like buy 1
don't wanna
product at a
overwhelm
time. You
and
don't want to
confuse them.
overwhelm. Yeah, like that's a website. By then,
Yeah.
if you're telling them about 4 courses, then you need to have a homepage. Like that's what that would be.
And
a
you
sales
need,
funnel.
You need to have a sales funnel for each individual
individual course.
product.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think we've made a funnel for at least one of these other courses. And I think, just to speculate, my guess is part of the reasoning is like, okay, well, if you haven't like maybe targeted your traffic enough, what if they come in for this one, I'll change the niche. Say you're like in health and fitness and people come in and they see you have a keto course, but they don't want to do keto really. But if they knew you had a yoga course, they would buy that from you instead. So you're afraid that you're going to miss out on them. Those might be a little too separate, but you get.
My answer to that is then you should be putting a tracking pixel on the page and retargeting them.
Yeah, exactly. And say
with an ad and saying,
hey, keto wasn't your style? You're interested in yoga?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but I think that's probably part of it is, you're afraid that you're going to miss out on people if you don't let them know everything you have. But really what's going to work best in the sales funnel is that one course that we're supposed to do. And if we want to do the others as upsells, that's fine. That's great. That's how you let them know. And also, I don't
half of this is honey. And it's so sweet. I mean, you should try it. I mean, this whole bottom was honey. I think I put too much in. Try that. If that doesn't hurt your cavities, I don't know what will. That has some cavity stinging tea there.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that sweet?
It almost masks the tea taste. It's almost drinkable.
Basically lukewarm room temperature honey.
It is.
It's just, very popular in some countries I haven't been to, but.
So I don't have to go into the technical stuff too much, but just the other thing that it brings up for me then is the thought of having those 4 products. Like you can't have a shopping cart in Clickfunnels. So I can't have people check and say, okay, yeah, sure, I want those 3 products, and it'll just add them up together. No, I would have to set up every single one as separate products and then like do all the different combinations, and that just sounds like a logistical nightmare to me.
I mean, it sounds like you're getting paid by the hour, so.
Okay, that is true, but if you want some hideous order form with like 30 different combinations down the side, that's just...
Well, I was actually thinking for the sales funnels and the services we offer, if we had a shopping cart for them where you could add on different features. I came across a website, a lot of e-commerce type websites where you can add on different features to it, kind of like building a computer that I had. You can customize, like, this is how many pages I want, this is how long I want it to take, and you kind of select it, and then it automatically updates the total. Kind of like, with Apple, when you're building an Apple computer.
Yeah.
You go in and you customize
this,
it, I was thinking that would be really nice if we had a page that people could go to and start customizing their ideal sales funnel.
That's cool, yeah.
I know there was a site where you could have it was like an app estimator where you could estimate. You're like, hey, we'll build you an iPhone app and you can add on the different features you want.
Maybe some kind of like calculator or something.
Because I think just kind of reducing the confusion, overwhelm, even right from the get-go, giving them a printout. You're like, hey, this is an email with everything you just paid for. This is when it's going to be delivered, and these are all the features. And there's just no confusion. They're like, oh yeah, that's right. I went back and read the email. You're right. It was only 5 pages I paid for, not 7.
Yeah.
And so like, I really want to start trying to build in some e-commerce into what we offer.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, I think do you have any solutions? I mean, what are you thinking?
So honestly, and I think I've kind of run into this with him a little bit before. What ends up happening, and not this is the best solution, but it's currently how I've been handling it, is I think over it for a while. Like I overthink it, like, oh my goodness, I don't understand it. I read the messages like 10 times trying to process it. I might try and write it out and be like, okay, what is he saying in all these? And then I think about writing a message to clarify stuff and be like, was that really what you want to do? And then I kind of just decide not to, and I do it the way I think it should be.
Oh yeah.
And figure, then I'll show it to him, and if I get pushed back, then we can talk about it. But just like you kind of hope that home builder wouldn't actually put toilets in 5 of the rooms. They'd just be closets, like, 5 of the closets. They'd just be like, no, we're just going to put them in the bathrooms like we're supposed to. That's kind of the tactic I take.
So just ignoring them?
Well, I don't mean to ignore it, just...
You think he's just so confused that he doesn't even know what he's asking. He's like, I'm asking for 100 things. And then you're like, I didn't do it. I didn't do 99 of those. And he's like, okay, I forget what I even asked. Good. Like that?
Sort of, yes. I build what I know will work.
Yeah.
And then there are times when I'll explain it too, you know. Okay. You know, like somebody will come be like, oh, well, I really wanted the name, you know, like on a landing page, they're like, oh, I want a name and phone number in addition to email address. And I'll be like, okay, well, I can do it, but here's why I didn't.
If you end up as a builder just putting in the 2 bathrooms and he comes back and says, hey, I wanted 5 bathrooms.
Okay, then it's a little harder because you got to rip up floors and stuff. And all I have to do is make some changes on the computer.
Okay, so if he pushes back, you're like, oh, I'll do it. Are you going to do it off the clock? Are you doing it on the clock? I mean, you could charge him twice, basically, for something you should have done and just listened to him the first time.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I would think you'd have to do it off the clock. Mm-hmm. You know, even if it took you longer to some extent. Or, you know, hey, the first time I did this, it took me 2 hours. But we really don't, we want to get away from trading hours for dollars anyway. So, okay, so finally, what is some advice? Someone's watching this for the first time. They're in the same situation that you have. Are we saying, hey, just ignore your client?
No. I said I didn't think it was necessarily the best. No. You could do an actual phone call. I mean, I do that with people.
So more communication.
Yeah, you could do more communication.
What about the screen sharing? Just saying, hey, this is what you're asking. I'm a little confused. Here, download Cloud app. And
you could do that.
And let's do a little video. I mean, what are some software where you can like share a screen too? Zoom, right? Yeah, why don't we do a Zoom call? You know, or something more private than Zoom. Okay, so the solution is get more feedback from the client about exactly what they want. And
I would say then, but if you're still at an impasse, then go ahead and build something or whatever your work is, write something or whatever, draw something and show it to them. It doesn't have to be a final draft. Like
what if you build what they want and build what you think they should have, if it's not going to be that much time, and just say, hey, I built both of these for you. You can A/B split test between your idea and this other idea, my idea, you know, and then
you could do that.
See which one converts the most.
I mean, see what makes sense for you. Or do you just kind of like a rough draft and say, hey, this is what I have right now. Does this line up with what you're thinking? So that way you haven't gone all the way. It's not going to be, you know, what you're talking about, like getting paid to do the work twice. You just, you know, so back to our home builder, draw out a super detailed blueprint for those fools, put it in front of them and be like, here's the 2 toilets. Do you understand?
Or just say, hey, I'm gonna storyboard and wireframe out the sales process, and I'm gonna send it to you and get approval on it. I want your signature on this before I start building it. And really just get down to the piece of paper and a pencil, and, you know, take some pictures of it and send it to them, or go on the computer and draw it out. Yeah, so I think his advice for clients is just kind of figure out exactly what they want, and how do you politely say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, so that's the thing, is to walk the line between, you want to be respectful and you want to do what the client's looking for, but at the same time, I think you're not quite doing your job if you don't help say to them, that's probably not going to work.
Didn't we have someone we hired years ago that I just did not like at all?
Somebody on like WordPress or Squarespace or something.
Yeah,
Squarespace
something like
guy.
that. And I just did not like working with him at all. And we left horrible reviews for each other or something.
Yeah, I think so.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't want that.
No. So, I mean, it's not your job to like fix their business for them. Like, but at the same time, you want to deliver something that you believe is going to be helpful for them.
Maybe
right?
Also finding out what is their preferable way of communication. If you send them an email, maybe they won't have the time to read it. If you send them a video, maybe they will. If you have a phone call, maybe that will click. But I think video is a good thing to do too. Just sit down in front of the camera and just explain what you're thinking. And so if your client, if Bob Smith is watching this right now, what advice would you have for Bob right now, for the client that is confused and is working with a freelancer?
Well, so I think what it is specifically with Bob is that I think part of it is that he messages me what he wants before he fully has it in his mind. Like, he hasn't sat down and kind of sketched out the wire, not a wireframe, but just an idea, even just like the funnel's going to go step, 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 step. So he keeps throwing ideas out to me, but then I have to figure out like where the changes are and how to follow along. So I think for a client, like, if you as much as you can, and if you need help from the freelancer to create your strategy, I totally get that. But as much as you can, like, have a clear picture before you tell them what to do. That will help a lot. And I don't know. I mean, the confusion part, presumably the reason you're outsourcing is because it's not your area of expertise. So I don't want to tell you to like, go learn it, because you're trying to be a good business owner and save your time for things that are up your alley. So I don't know, maybe just be kind of willing to kind of put yourself out there a little bit, like, hey, this is what I'm thinking, but you know this area better than I do, so please let me know your feedback. Just kind of open it up that way so that the freelancer can feel.
If Bob's watching this, I'm sorry for calling you stupid. You're not. You're just confused. No,
and that's the thing too. Like, that's not. Bob doesn't build funnels.
That's what brainstorming is great for, and just bouncing ideas off of people too. That's why you really need a tribe. You need to throw ideas out. I think that's what we're. One of the goals of MarketerTribe is just being a place where you can just say, hey, I'm sorry, I have no idea what I'm doing here, and I need some help. And people in the community would be like, yeah, we totally get it. And
that's exactly what I want. A place where you're not afraid to admit that. Yeah.
So this was really good. Great video.
Yeah, thank you.
Yay, black shirts.
Woo!
So, I mean, yay for green tea, I guess. And those three bananas I had too really helped.
You had 3?
I had the half-eaten bananas our children left on the table, if I'm being completely transparent. So it was.
Yeah, they're really good at that.
Yeah, they love opening a banana, taking a bite, and putting it on the table, and then grabbing another one, taking a bite. Why not just finish the first banana? But I guess that's what dads are for, right? Well, this was a good video. Okay, so thanks guys. If you have any feedback or comments, please put your comments below, and also check out mtg4.com. And what's on that website? Why would they go there?
You can drop your email address in there, and you will get a step-by-step set of kind of instructions and links for how to get started working from home, creating your online business. And you will get our $1 million funnel template in there as well.
Wow, that was like so nonchalant. Can you do it a little bit more excitedly? Like, you're really excited about this. This is like
I don't know if you're being sarcastic, or was I too salesy?
No,
or...
you weren't at all. I just feel like you should be like, yeah, man, there's $1 million funnel in there.
I thought we were trying to do like the Alex Becker.
Oh yeah. Check us
whatever,
out.
guys.
But we're not even anywhere close to where he is. So
we're not.
So
Guys, go to MTG4. You are going to get our $1 million funnel template, okay? You can import it directly into your account, edit it up really quickly, and launch it. It's going to be awesome.
Energy.
Plus,
Wow.
you get these other steps, okay? The books to read, how to get our training, join our tribe, also that you can be supported and really launch your business.
See, you're great on camera. See, I couldn't even just, if you were like, hey, Josh, act excited right now, I'd be like, I'm out of here. Good job.
Go find a
See,
banana.
I even want to go to MTG4.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Or just go to MarketerTribe. Okay, guys.
Either way.
Thank you
Love
guys
you,
so much.
bye.
Love you. Bye. I'm not even going to stop. I'm going to see how long we can freeze. Don't move. It's getting kind of creepy. You know, there's like when you're watching the NFL and they take a picture of the player and
it
he's
like
just
moves.
like he's moving. It's like it's not
so
a picture. It's like a video of him.
Yeah,
running.
it's so creepy.
You're like, oh, that's so weird. Okay.